it, it looks like somebody like just kind of went off to the road and just slammed into a tree, is what it looked like. So when people are driving by, they're concerned there's somebody in there, and you can't see the green sticker until you get to the side of the car. So I couldn't get the car out, so I was waiting for AAA, and there was one accident. As I was waiting, I watched one car slam into another. I'm like, oh, ouch. It's all good though. I mean, it'll be fine.
It'll all be all right.
Yeah,
I tell people this. I love the saying. It's one of my favorite sayings. Is it'll all be all right in the end. If it's not all right, it's not the end.
that's right. It's not the end.
But then you have Sam.
And you have Sam.
Good morning, Samuel.
Good morning. How's
Happy
everybody doing?
birthday to my son. Happy birthday, Stone.
It was my son's birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday, baby Bothrick.
He's just turned 7, so he's been like, I don't know, the past 6 months, people asking how old he is. He goes 6, 7. I'm like, you can't do it. We're just gonna do 7. Didn't like that too much, but he's 7 now. So
Yeah, when my son was 7 and his brother was 11, he was all, "We're 7, 11." I'm like, "Get now it's 9, and nothing rhymes with 9. 9:13 doesn't work. 9:17 doesn't work. None of it." I'm like, "Good, we're good." Now you're
I
just
don't
nutty.
understand that.
Now shut the fuck up and go to school.
How y'all doing though?
It is a Friday for sure.
It is a Friday.
Before we jump into wins, let's start off with some victories, some things that you're happy about, and things that you're just dang okay with.
Well, I finished that project management boot camp. I'm pretty happy about that.
That's awesome.
Welcome back, Christy. I'm glad you finished that.
And yeah, it was intense.
Eric Ward just jumped off his desk head first because I'm screwing up his morning again.
I'm saying, like, what the heck?
Yeah.
So when are you making the move-ish up there, or kind of move, but relocating for a while?
Me, Sunday.
Sunday? Oof.
Yeah. It's gonna be good.
It'll be good. It'll be good. You'll still be on the calls when you can. You'll still be around. We still have all the support in the world down here.
100%. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love the family.
I love that. I love that you're part of it.
Thank you.
I like you crazy Alaskan women. My boss is one. My top agent is one. One of my new agents is one. You know what? We're going to recruit from Alaska from now on. You guys are crazy. You fight bears.
You're welcome.
They don't have an office in Juneau, just saying. It is the capital.
But we do have one in Wasilla.
Yeah.
And
Sounds like Christy needs to start one.
Yeah, I'm not going back there. I'm out of the freezer.
Same, girl, same.
She has some hot weather. She's done.
What other wins, celebrations, something you're just dang proud of?
I am going to be gone for 2 weeks. I have 2 children graduating boot camp, and so that's where I'll be.
Where are they at?
They are in South Carolina, Fort Jackson, and Texas, Air Force.
Lackland. Well, it's not.
Yeah,
it's J Bear now. J Bear.
Yeah. That's it.
Joint operating bases are the best.
You been there?
That's where I did basic, man.
Relaxing Jackson. Feet up. I was there.
You guys are lazy.
Got a lot of military on here, right?
Lazy or just smarter, Eric? Smarter.
Let me see.
Smarter. I wasn't that smart to pass the Air Force ASVAB. That's why I went Army, and I wasn't dumb enough to go the Marines.
Mine's was different. I had a good ASVAB. I just had too many tattoos, so they wouldn't take me.
That's why I couldn't go back in. I tried to go back in, and they were like, well, at this point, you need a tattoo waiver, an age waiver. I was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
See ya.
Army was like, we can have you gone in 2 weeks. I'm like, let's do it, buddy.
Speaking of military, my win is I got a referral from an agent up in Washington for a disabled veteran, and they are trying to get on their feet and do the right thing and be healthy. Got them pre-approved, and we just put an offer in on a house within 2 days.
It's awesome.
My win is two people from my sphere. They well half win. They called me within the past couple of days. They're ready to list now. Officially doing one of the listing appointments this morning. So the full win will be when we sign that listing agreement. So yeah, that's mine.
Love that.
I have a win.
Let's hear it, Max.
Well, not all the way, but here's 4 listing agreements for a guy that I've been working on for two months now.
Hell yeah.
You gotta do the folders up your arm like the money spread, Max.
I know, yeah. This is the hotel that I've been telling you guys about. So 2.5 on the inn, $500,000 on the home, and 80,000. Two pieces of land for 80 grand.
Nice.
Nice.
Not a bad Friday, Maximus.
Yeah, it's gonna go
Not
down
bad
to
at all.
Monday. So I'll let you guys know on Tuesday if everything pans out. Sheila
When everything pans out.
Yeah, well, Sheila's collaborating with me on it since it's my first listing. I brought her in. I mean, I pulled the appointment and made all the phone calls, but you know, she's helping me review all the data sheets, and I already pulled everything off the MLS. Everything's filled out. I got spuds. I got exclusive right to sells. I got everything filled out for each 4 properties. So when I go there, I'm like, let's sign right now. Let's go.
Nice job.
You know what? Preparation is probably one of the best resources.
Yep.
Max has been texting me. He's been doing door knocking and all kinds of stuff. So props to you, man. Hard work always pays off. Keep it up.
And you know what? That one that I sent you, that I was telling you about, Sam, I went there. I had a really good conversation with the guy. He's like, dude, I signed a cash offer the other day. If you had come just one day sooner, I would have listed with you. And I was like, well, you know what? You got to go with your heart, brother. Go with your heart. It's all good, man. But here's my card in case you want to buy.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Plant the seed.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
That would have been my first question. Is okay now that you're selling, what are you doing next?
Yep. Yeah. But he said he was moving up north. He had property. So he said he'd refer people to me since I was the only person that stopped. And he's like, I really appreciate you caring, you know. And I mean, most of the people that I door knock in that type of situation, Sam, nobody comes to their house to knock on their door, you know. It's like a lost cause situation.
That's where you can find the wins though, because they're not expecting it. Kind of breaks up that norm a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice job though.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Can I mention something to Max?
Yes, you can.
Not to rain on 4 listings, but do they realize the tax implications of selling all that in 1 year? Because I had an investor who's like, oh man, I can't sell another one this year. It'll kill me. So just mentioning.
No. We need to stop that nonsense right now. Sell it 1031 into a new property, baby.
You're rating on it.
That's what I was gonna suggest. 1031.
There you go. 1031 exchange.
They're retiring. They don't want to work anymore. They're done. They're taking their assets, they're moving, and they're gonna die with all their cash.
Okay.
They're retiring.
Under the mattress.
Under the mattress, yep.
I got to show new builds yesterday. It was very exciting since only my 4th day or something crazy. I don't know. Maybe a week. But anyway, it was very exciting. I took a client out yesterday and was able to show Lennar homes. So we went quite a few, and so that's good news. So
Marianne, I probably missed it this week. How'd your listing appointment go?
good, really good. Yeah.
Was it the one we thought it was? I can't wait to hear about it.
Yes, definitely. Yep. So we're just waiting 2 weeks to see because the neighbors' houses have closed. So we're waiting to see what those come back at, Big Dan and I. And then the other good news is I have showings today with another client that are, they're wanting to downsize. So I'm showing several homes today with her. So very exciting.
And are you selling their other one?
Yeah, then I'll be able to sell her other one.
Sweet.
So, yeah, and that one's very pricey in Dove Mountain, so I'm excited about that too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
They
yeah.
did.
Listen, I'm eating overnight oats, okay?
I
Oh,
don't
yeah?
know what the craze is with overnight oats, but my family loves them. I don't. They seem soggy to me. Like, why not have them warm? Why leave them overnight? That's like, would you have overnight coffee?
Sometimes,
I agree
sometimes.
with you, Sam. 100%.
Overnight pizza, yes.
Yes, we can do that.
It's not like it's just oats and it's like oats and milk and protein powder and flaxseed and hemp seed and all that good stuff.
No, like I understand like the spec sheet on it. I'm just like the ick factors. Like,
Yeah,
ugh.
I'd rather just warm it up, nice and hot and fresh. Throw that stuff in there after.
Yep.
It's fine. At the end of the world, when we don't have microwaves anymore and we're just living off survival, days are
We're all
gonna
gonna be eating overnight oats.
pay me back.
No, guys. Christina's the only 60-year-old on here that looks like she's 28. So I don't care what your advice of dieting is. I'm gonna listen to her. Clearly, it's working.
That's funny.
All right, Spamuel, what's going
Yes,
on?
sir.
What is going on with money? I mean, I've seen the 10-year Treasury go crazy, and I was expecting some war bondage going on, so we had some fun, dips and rates and stuff like that. But Uncle Trump hasn't delivered. What's going on?
Well, I mean, so rates have come down a little bit in the past like week and a half. I think that they're trending in that direction. I think that there's kind of two things happening at once. There's the knee-jerk reaction, and then there's like, well, if this is what it is, then we just sort of have to like go with it reaction. So you're seeing the market react in two very different ways. One is like a long-term approach of, hey, realistically speaking, we should be doing a lot better than we are, like minus, all these little dips. So rates should be coming down. The economy should be growing, all these good things. And then there's a lot of the knee-jerk reactions like, is it straight closed? Is it not straight closed? Are we at war with everyone? Are we at war with anyone? This sort of thing. So how that translates into mortgage applications, we kind of saw this really drastic drop off like 3 weeks ago with mortgage applications, and that is starting to come back. Not back to like a month over month 100% return, but I'd say we're like 95% there, kind of going into the spring market. So I'm anticipating, a pretty healthy spring and summer market. But that's the data that we've had for the past week and a half. So the good news is right now, I just got a purchase application this morning that will be able to lock them in the mid fives on a conventional loan. So rates are still very favorable if you know where to look and how to ask.
Wait, is that like a buy down, Sam, or how are they getting that?
No, 20% down, excellent credit, and going with a direct rate sheet. Yep. Yeah, so there's ways to do it now, we're just gonna have to.
My buyers just got a 5.7 on a conventional a few days ago.
Yep.
They're doing 20% down.
Yep.
Hey, Sam, I have a question. Two questions. This morning on my news feed from Facebook, seeing that something happened with Iran and gas prices are tanking. First question, is that true? And second question, does that affect the rates?
So I don't know the specifics of what happened with Iran. Let me look this up. All I know is, so gas prices don't have like a direct correlation with rates, but the mortgage-backed securities and stocks usually respond to like almost inversely to each other. When investors fear like any sort of uncertainty, they go to mortgage-backed securities, and vice versa. Obviously, they earn more money in the normal market, but when there's a lot of volatility, they'll dump that money into mortgage-backed securities. So usually when something happens with the markets and those markets tank, they usually put that money into mortgage-backed securities and rates come down. It's not always a one-to-one direct correlation, but generally speaking, like over history, that's what's happened. So just remember, like every market, everything it's all based on emotion. I mean, it's based on how people feel, sentiment, all that stuff. So volatility is one of the hardest things to sort of track, except for you understand that like during volatility, there's gonna be a lot of really big swings.
Yeah.
So being kind of prepared for both sides of that coin. But let me see what happened.
I
with
think the
Iran.
strait opened.
Well, I know that, but
Of
and that's
however you say that word.
yeah,
Hormuz.
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 Yeah, all that stuff has a pretty big impact. The good news is, if y'all get into weeds about this stuff, as much as this is kind of hurt a lot of other countries, we've really benefited from it. At least our oil industry has benefited from it. So I mean that's a good thing. I'm not a fan either way, but I think that you have to make sure you're trying to get all the data, not just. It's very easy these days to get isolated and only hear one side of the story. There's more than two sides to the story, and both are true at the same time. So it's important to kind of get all the information when it comes to this stuff. Short and sweet. I think this spring and summer is gonna be awesome for housing.
I agree. Because Dolan's gonna go sell a bunch of houses, isn't he, Cynthia?
Yeah, he is. After going through that contract and DocuSign, man, that man is meticulous. He takes his time. He is thorough. he worked his butt off on that.
Love that.
I'm just desperate.
So there's a lot of things that'll be happening in the springtime. I don't know why, but the Southern Arizona market likes to ping in the hot weather.
School's out.
Yeah, April, May, June, pretty
We gotta
fantastic.
make a move.
So here's the opportunity to get out in front of people. Is like Sam said, people kind of got comfortable. It's like it is what it is. Gas prices were super high. The first couple of days, we didn't see a whole lot of traffic. Now it's back to normal. People are very adaptable to change. We may not like change, but we're adaptable to it, right? Gas prices are over $5 a gallon. It is what it is. After about 6 weeks, we go back to, this is just the new life. And the same thing happens with rates. Same thing happens with war. Same thing happens with everything in the economy. There's going to be a spike, chaos, calm, resoundment. I just kind of sink into this is what life is now. So we need to be talking to our buyers out there and still presenting the opportunity. We have seen this week alone just an increase in showing traffic, which probably correlates a lot to the amount of applications Sam's seeing. Probably seeing an uptick in applications. Now, I don't know if Sam's seeing enough applications from y'all, but I'd like to see more. Doesn't help me out none, but Sam helps us out a lot. Also, Sam, I sent your number to Jimmy out in California. He had a deal that he was possibly working for a flip. Did he ever call you on it?
I don't think so. Was it last week?
Yeah, like 3 days ago.
Oh yeah, no, not yet.
Okay.
I'll reach out to him.
I don't know if you had Fuller's number. I'll send it to you. We have Jim Fuller's.
I was texting him during the Super Bowl. Bunch of emojis. And he was getting really mad. Yeah.
Oh, love this shit talking. All right. What questions you guys have today? I think there's some opportunity to get some clarity. Already started off with some economic stuff, understanding how gas prices don't really correlate directly to mortgage rates, but they are somewhat tied because of buyer sentiment. Consumer sentiment out there is what we all have to play off of. So what else are you chewing on other than breakfast tacos?
I think that was mango.
Oh, was it a mango? Oh,
Yeah.
yep.
Way better.
Way better for you. There's good for you, and then there's good
Oh,
for
there
you.
you go.
Avocado. Please don't tell
Avocado.
me you just ate that avocado like it was a mango.
And
What kind of Max is a rabbit? Straight up, Max is a rabbit.
Hey,
You're a serial killer.
Healthy,
Dude, me and you, man, we're gonna survive end of days. Look at this. He's just raw dogging avocado over here and freaking oranges. Man doesn't need a knife.
Rabbit. Thanks, Dan.
Do it.
That's it, man. You're no longer back.
Wait, Eric, whose phone are you on that you're on mute? We can hear you.
Say what?
He's sitting across from Max.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I was like, why can we hear Eric but he's on mute?
Need to get my life together. I just raw dogged a Pop-Tart.
Oh, here you go. Here's a question that just popped up the other day. Can you
Just stop laughing.
Can you have a second FHA loan in your life?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you just can't have them at the same time, just like a VA loan.
And you have to have a
Because-
certain time between, right, Sam?
2 years.
No. So you can do FHA to FHA. It's only a primary residence loan, just like a VA. So I have clients that have bought multiple houses and they have never improved their credit, so they just FHA to FHA to FHA. The only difference, or the only thing with FHA, where there's a cooling off period or a timeout period, is you can't refinance your FHA loan for 210 days. So when you fund it, or when the consummation date, 210 days has to lapse before you refinance it. For any sort of FHA refinance. But now you can go directly from one FHA to the next. Just can't have more than one at the same time.
But if you have an FHA loan and you want to buy another FHA loan, you have to do what?
To sell, like, yeah, well, or refinance into conventional.
Why would you want to refinance?
Oh.
Well, with an FHA loan, so FHA, yep. Stole my thunder, damn it.
Sorry, I know.
Stop eating
I was
your
like-
overnight oats. You're too fast. Yeah,
They're gone.
mortgage insurance.
Once you get to 20% equity, you just refinance, right?
Yeah, I mean, and that's either 20% equity that's naturally amortized or 20% equity that's forced by the market.
Just go in your underwear. I'm in a meeting.
Man, I wish we could clip that. We need a clipping tool here.
Oh.
Oh, the
This
perfect
call
soundbite.
is-
That's out
Gets
there.
better every day.
That's fantastic.
Sam, for the people like me that bought during COVID, I got an FHA with like a 2.9 rate. Would it make sense to get a conventional, like refinance into a conventional?
It depends on what your mortgage insurance factor is. The thing with FHA is they're really lenient. So conventional will have lower mortgage insurance factors if your score is like above 740 or higher at the point of purchase. If it's below that, FHA is always more affordable. What I would do is look at both side by side and see what's going to make more sense from a cash flow perspective, and also money going towards your principal balance. So where is that investment going? A lot of times, you know, you might have a lower payment, but if more of that money is going towards interest and mortgage insurance, then it's kind of like not doing you any favors, right? So look at both of them together. With your FHA loan, you're at this point, so you're 6 years in, let's say, where you're like a quarter of the way in to where more of your payment is starting to go towards principal balance. So restarting that term isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's also not a good thing, because whenever, like with a mortgage, you guys have seen this before, right? Hold on. Do you have a whiteboard on here?
We can.
Let's make a whiteboard.
Share whiteboard. All right.
Okay, can you see this?
Yeah, we should all. Everyone see this? Yeah.
You guys, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I didn't go to art school, so don't judge me too much for my very, very straight lines. Oh man. Dan's following along to
I know. I was like,
check
why
out.
is Dan following you? Because he's got to show you up.
Yeah. He's like showing me that he can move his cursor straighter than I can.
No, he put an actual formatted box in there.
Oh gosh.
Look at him. This is
I
such a
know, I
fun
know.
exercise. It's like elementary school and
Okay. So
and
with a
Annie has
simple-
entered the chat.
With a simple interest loan, like a mortgage, there's a couple things that are fixed, and then there's a way you can break this whole thing and really benefit yourself. So this is an exercise I show all my first-time clients, because it really helps when you understand this. You can sort of crack the code on real estate and how to how to really go from just paying a mortgage, like trading rent for a mortgage, to investing in real estate. Even if you only own one home in your lifetime, you can invest in real estate. So the way a simple interest loan works, it has 3 points that are fixed. There is, in most cases, right? So there's an interest rate, so let's say 3%. There's a term. And then there's a balance. That's a K. That's a K, guys. So off of those three things, that creates a payment, right? So let's say $2,300 a month, right?
God.
So this is how this works. So this is your principal balance. Sorry, this is your principal balance right here. Okay. This is your interest you pay on the loan. Each one of these vertical lines signifies a payment. So when you start your loan off, you pay, so we'll say interest, INT, and let's say principal balance, PB. You guys with me so far?
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. The drawing's not helping, Audra. Okay, I'll kind of take this from the top and re-explain this. So this is how a 30-year mortgage would work. Okay. When you sign up for it, you have 360 of these payments. Okay. You're borrowing this $300,000 right here, right? But because you're borrowing it at 3%, here's the total interest you'll pay on this loan. So with each one of these payments, if this is your first payment, 99% of that payment is going towards interest and 1% is going towards your principal balance. As you progress through your loan term, more of the payment goes towards principal balance and less goes towards interest. So when you get to the end, your last payment should be 99% principal balance, 1% interest, right? If you just make your minimum payments every single month, this $300,000 house will end up at 3%, will end up costing you $575,000, right? Over 30 years. So all your appreciation over 30 years is usually eaten up in interest you pay. So people are like, oh, I've earned, $300,000 in interest since I bought my home 30 years ago. Well, yeah, we also paid that in interest. So every time I meet with first-time clients, I like to explain this to them and really hammer this down, because if your payment is $2,300 a month, but let's say you can afford $3,000 a month, that $700 difference goes directly towards your principal balance right here. That does one of two things. When you pay the extra money towards your principal balance, it doesn't, this number here can't be broken, right? You can pay extra towards it. This number here can't be broken, so it skips. So whenever you pay towards principal balance, it basically skips payments. So even though you're still making a payment every single month, it's skipping the interest you would have paid in your mortgage. So here's a really fun story. I think I shared this to you guys before, but this is like the whole reason for me getting into the mortgage industry. In 2002, my parents sold their double-wide manufactured home they were all living in, all 8 kids, and they bought this house where they live now in Warm Beach, Washington. It was like their dream home. The way that ended up working, they had a bridge loan, they carried a second loan, and they ended up owing like $600,000 in total on 2 loans with a combined interest rate of 9%. My dad had just got this job as an IT director for a big law firm in Seattle, and he put every extra penny he had into paying the principal balance down. He didn't understand this. He just was like, I just want to get this thing paid off because $600,000 is a lot of money. That scares me. That was the biggest loan he'd ever taken out in his life. He paid that off in, it was like 9 years and 9 months, I think, the entire balance of the mortgage off in 9 years and 9 months. Years later, when I went back and did reverse math on it, even though his interest rate was 9% on the loan, like combined, what he effectively paid was under 2%. So rate, people get hung up on rate. They're like, well, this rate is 5%. This one's, 4.875 or something like that. And you're getting hung up on semantics, when if you understand how this dynamic here works, right here, this is the big picture stuff. If you understand this, making this extra, this is $700. To some people, it's a lot of money, but like $50 does the same thing. Anything additional you pay above your minimum payment effectively breaks your mortgage and forces the mortgage to have to skip a payment, or however, percentage of a payment, and collect less in interest. So the reason I brought this up when Trey asked the question of, does it make sense, is anytime you refinance, you're effectively resetting this term here. The only way to do that is to request, and not everyone does this, but like Trey, if you were to refinance with me and said, you're like, hey, it's really important for me to keep my 26 years left, but still refinance this. If we found a win-win, we would set you up with a 26-year mortgage with this refinance, and you would keep paying 24-year mortgage. You would keep paying where you left off, so you wouldn't lose any of this stuff. Now, a 24-year mortgage still has the same setup, but you're not losing the term. You're not adding more years to it.
Sam, is that the same strategy? To me, it sounds like that's a good strategy for someone that's their like primary house, their forever house, but you wouldn't want to do that same thing if it was like, if you're not holding that house very long, right? Like, wouldn't you want to have the lower monthly payment versus like doubling down on something?
Let me ask you this. If you have a credit card, and you're like, I'm only gonna have this credit card for, gas and groceries, does it make sense for you to pay interest on your statement balance? I mean, interest is interest, right? Interest is just money that you're paying for a service. If you can negate that or reduce it, obviously that makes more sense. Paying interest can be sold as a benefit because you're like, well, I can write that off against my income for like a rental property. But still, I'd rather have the income than a write-off, right? Because write-off means I've already spent it on something. I'm just recouping some of it. So like I've got one house that we own free and clear that I've resecured a mortgage on that I hold the note on. So I basically have lent the house to myself and I'm collecting the interest on it as my income. So I'm offsetting all of the rental income and now I'm just collecting on interest, but I still have a mortgage. The reason, that's a different conversation, but the reason you want to keep rental properties mortgage is if, let's say I'm renting to Christina and she falls off the porch and breaks her hip because she's 60 years old, she can only sue me for her equity position or for my equity position in the house, right? So if I own the house free and clear, she could sue me for the entire equity position in the house. But if I own, if I only have 20% equity or 10% equity on it, she can only sue me for that equity position.
I did not know that. Wow. And does it make a difference if it's held in an LLC or as an individual?
So for me, it's in an LLC, but then I have another LLC that is mortgaged against the property. So I own it for like 100%, but two things. One, I'm only earning income on 1% interest. So I'm only paying taxes on 1% interest income, but I'm still earning the full income off that property. But then also I keep it mortgaged at 90% and I just refinance the term every couple of years to keep it at 90%.
We're gonna have to talk about that more as people start getting more rentals.
I know. I was like, my brain just melted in the last half of that.
So if you guys notice in the chat, I put a more graphically appealing
thank you, Dan.
version of what Sam was trying
to
show.
Basically the same thing.
It's basically, mine look better, but I guess this will work, man.
Yeah, if you have to go off of this, showing you what your payment increase would be is if they can afford the extra principal interest, you are greatly reducing overall cost because you're paying it off 15 years sooner, and two, greatly reducing the overall interest paid because your interest is calculated on the principal balance every month, front loaded. So it's like you have a higher interest because you have a higher balance, and then as your balance goes down, your interest goes down. So the faster you take away that interest, the less interest you pay overall. So was today helpful?
Yes.
Do you think your clients would benefit from having the expertise of someone like Sam in their world?
I like conversations like this.
I like conversations like this as well. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of it. Sam, thank you for your artistic skills and showing us how we can save our clients money. The best thing you guys can do is give Sam a shot, let him talk to your clients and help them make money too. So anything else?
Sam, are you doing that client? Are you helping Anthony? You guys gonna refinance the HELOC VA loan thing?
Yep. He's hung up on funny story. He's had renter's insurance on this place and thought that was his homeowner's insurance, and his mortgager had to impose homeowner's insurance on him because he never got it. But he's like, oh no, I've got renter's insurance. They pay my insurance. I'm like, no, bro, they pay for their own stuff inside their house. So
yeah, he told me that story.
He's a hoot. We're gonna get him done.
So in the math on what Sam was doing is it's a 7% loan but you pay that extra $700, you're effectively 4.5% interest on the note. So
Yeah.
pays off. All right.
That's how you
Thank you so
win.
much, guys. Happy Friday.